Spreaker, you know how we do. Oh my God, it's time for us to start once again. We got 1 minute till we go on air, and I still have to get this this bothersome. Let's try to work. We trying to work. What's the name? What's the name? Into the game. All right, let's get it. Who's next up? Let's go. Who's next? We'll go here. We'll start that. Let's start it. Yep. We're gonna start it. Yep. We're gonna start it. Oh man, it's so good to be here. It's so good to be alive. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to tell me I ain't got my signal. But I got a signal. Because everything on my platform has its own signal. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on, but we about to do it. Oops. Sorry, Instagram. Let's do it. Let's go. Start the live video, man. There we go. I don't know what is up with this camera. This is horrible. Alright, so now, family, let's get it, man. Let's get it the only way we know how to on Gye-Nyame Journey. Let's get it. That's right. That's
right. Mr. City.
abundantly pleased to be here with you this early on Martin Luther King Day. And I know I'm supposed to bring some Amos Wilson. So let me go get Amos. Bring Amos to the party. That honor and ancestor Amos Wilson to the party. Hold on. Just bring the whole damn bag. So yesterday I had to do my Sabiet, and it was cool. It was a nice experience. You know, it's I ain't gonna say. I mean, I speak all the time. You know, I speak to y'all. Sometimes I speak to myself. I'm just talking. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to see that my kids. This is what I do. You know, I speak for. I basically speak for a living. And I had an opportunity to do the Sabiet today, and I had some people really that came out to support me. I want to send shots out to Baba Lewis Dolly. I want to send shots out to Sister Vanessa and her husband. A few other people came out, and I really, really want people to know that I appreciate them for supporting. You understand what I'm saying? Because the pieces, like I said, man, I'm going to write an article and I'm going to attach the audio because I don't. The video is a little long, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attach what I put on Spreaker yesterday because I want y'all to be able to catch it and to see it and to experience it, you know, because it's and then also just to let you know, just to let me know what you think, what direction I should move in with that particular lesson. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the folk tales is a very, very big deal to me. And one of the issues, it ain't even an issue, but one of the things that I want to make sure that people understand is that we live our lives based on stories. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, we are in a war for the story of Martin Luther King because the Martin Luther King that they are giving you, the Martin Luther King that they want you to receive is a Martin Luther King of convenience to capitalism, is a Martin Luther King of convenience to the American way, is the Martin Luther King that's a convenience. They don't want you to deal with the inconvenient Martin Luther King. You understand what I'm saying? They don't want you to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you to look at the later life of Martin Luther King and the reason that he got shot. Because a lot of people, I mean, a lot of us get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get shot for some of the stuff that y'all thinking he got shot for, family. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Martin Luther King didn't get shot for what many of you may think that he got shot for. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It's when, because my belief is that when he moved to economize his thoughts, he became a real threat. And a lot of us, we think that it was because he wanted people to be together. But the fact of the matter is that Martin Luther King died when he started fucking with the purse strings of America, family. And he started speaking out against American policy. See, I have an audio book. There's an audio book available of Martin Luther King's greatest speeches. And you need to check out the speeches, especially the last ones, especially the ones about the Vietnam War. You understand what I'm saying? And I mean, you will be surprised. So we are in a fight for this man's story, right? We are in a fight for this man's story because they want you to only see the part of Martin Luther King that will make other people comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Other communities are grabbing his image and using his story and applying it to their struggle. And we have to stake our claim. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all can use them after we get what we need. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, you're going to pay what you owe. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just the only way that I can think about it. So, family, you know what I'm saying? Take some time and really, really go over Martin Luther King's legacy. Go over really what he left, what he did. I mean, I was listening to a sister one time talk about cowardice, and in the same breath, she mentioned Martin Luther King, and I had to kind of interrupt because I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I hear what you saying, family, but let me break this down to you. What happened, fam? Great Umoja and MAK. Today is your birthday today, big bro. Happy birthday. Brother Kwame, shouts out to Brother Kwame. It's Brother Kwame's birthday. Brother Kwame's birthday. What's going on, brother? You know what I'm saying? Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, Kwame. You know, so I heard the sister talking about Martin Luther King and cowardice and how cowardly it was of him to have men walking into danger and getting beat up. I said, baby, you really don't understand Martin Luther King, because if you really look at what Martin Luther King did, there's no way that you could talk about there being any cowardice with anybody that was marching with Martin Luther King, because they had to be trained on how to do the shit they did. And I don't know too many thug ass niggas. I don't know too many gangsters, so called. I don't know too many conscious people at this point in time that could put up with the shit that these individuals put up, because they could have fought back. But I want you to think about the courage that it took to walk and do some of the shit that they did at the time that they did it. It's really easy to look back on that shit right now and be like, oh, that was cowardly. You know, I wouldn't have did that. Yeah, of course you wouldn't have did it, because you don't have a heart to do that shit. You don't have a heart to face the dogs. You don't have a heart to face possible unemployment. You don't have a heart to stand up for what you truly believe in. And any brother that has that commitment and could get other people to follow that commitment, because I want you to understand, if Martin Luther King was able to get people to stand with him in a peaceful mind state and take abuse, do you not believe that them same individuals that followed him into that gunfight, because that was literally going to a gunfight with absolutely nothing, if he had requested it, do you not believe that a lot of those same individuals would have followed him into war? I mean, the amount of courage and the amount of training and the amount of dedication that it took for individuals to do what Martin Luther King trained them to do, cowardice should never flow from anybody in our circle's mouth about that man. Period. You don't have to agree with his methods, but the one thing you can't put on his methods is cowardice. And anybody that's foolish enough to say something like that don't belong to us. Don't belong in the family. I'm just being all the way honest with you. Just don't agree with what he did. But don't sit up there and place cowardice on a person that was doing the shit that he was doing. I know individuals that were supposedly hardcore revolutionaries that didn't take a knife to the heart, that never got attacked by the police. You know what I'm saying? Never got attacked by the police. Never stood up to the police. Never stood up, but they were so-called hardcore revolutionaries. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck up out of here. We got a man that was willing to put his life on the line. You know what I'm saying? Listen, today is unity. Today is Umoja, family. You know what I'm saying? So in a sense, I want to say great Umoja to you, and I need to remind you before I go off into my rant. I want to welcome you to Gye-Nyame Journey. You believe this, Kwame? I mean, do you believe this? You better get it right this time, girl. I want to welcome you to Gye-Nyame Journey. Of course, you know this is Daily Toast, and this is a Heart of December production. Where we strive to blow up your old paradise. Now back to what I was saying, fam. Back to what I'm saying. We have many people that have done absolutely no studies on Martin Luther King and judging him. We have other people from other movements that's trying to take his legacy and apply it to their struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like today, you're going to hear all types of foolery about him and how he motivated, and then you're going to hear thousands of quotes, and it's going to be for all types of movement where everybody is trying to take this man from you. You know what I'm saying? People don't fight over cowardice. People don't fight to claim a coward. You know what I'm saying? So, miss me with that. You know what I'm saying? Miss me with any conversation of that. And you know what I'm going to start doing is, when I start hearing motherfuckers spouting ignorance, especially when they have not even looked at the training and when we look at Martin Luther King, one of the things I had to do when I was looking at warrior training, right, was really look at what Martin Luther King did. And it took me a minute, but I was able to understand that was true warrior training, family. You know what I'm saying? Do you know how hard it is not to fight, or not to go into fight or flight? I mean, do you really understand that? I mean, because fighting is natural. Fighting comes out. You have to control that urge. And you have to either you're going to fight or you're going to run when your life is in danger. And to be able to get people to believe in what you say by you setting an example and putting yourself in the blaze of the battle. And neither fight or run, dude, that's warrior shit. But a lot of y'all don't understand that, because a lot of y'all have never been in situations where you had to be a warrior. You've been able to sit in movies and fantasize about what you would do. You have been on the outside of fights and been able to talk about what you would do. You know what I'm saying? But most of you have never been in the heat of battle, especially those that are looking at one of our ancestors, one of the most honored of our ancestors, and talk about cowardice. Brother Kwame say, want to commend you, bro, on keeping cuss words to less than 5 during the Saturday yet. And I do believe the Phoenix is drinking alcohol, the rubber kind. I think I had one off. I kept it under 5, man. Hey, I tried, family. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just, on this Martin Luther King Day, I want to make sure that we are able to keep the narrative and to control the narrative and to be fair with the narrative, and not allow not allow people to run off and soil even our own people, run off and soil a great legacy, not even understanding it. You know what I'm saying? Not even understanding it. You know what I'm saying? We got people talking about Martin Luther King that have not even tried to understand it. You know what I'm saying? They always talking about what they would do or how they would do, or you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? You can't even compare yourself. You can't even compare yourself, family. You can't even compare yourself. You know what I'm saying? To the level. I mean, you're not even as you ain't even on that level. Brother Kwame say, consider Amos Wilson's story of how one of the African peoples put their boys through their rites of passage, not flinching when getting circumcised. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? That is warrior training. See, because it's easy to strike. But how long can you hold it? How long can you suffer? See, how long can you avoid temptation? How long can you stand there and take the pain? That's manhood. That's warrior shit. A lot of y'all don't understand that, man. A lot of y'all don't understand that. A lot of y'all just talk. That's it. A lot of y'all just talk. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't living it. Y'all ain't living it at all. You and it's amazing, man. It's amazing that some of the stuff that some of y'all believe. You know what I'm saying? They done took this man's legacy and they done flipped it around to a point where y'all will come out your mouth and start talking negative shit. And then, see, and this is a whole nother piece as far as our history, right? I can't stand when people say, I could never been in slavery. Because one of them would have lifted up a whip and they would have whooped I would have kicked their ass. And my whole question is, I mean, it's like, are you calling your own ancestors cowards? Are you calling my grandfather and my great-grandfather a coward? Or my great-great-grandfather a coward? We got to be very careful with how we talk. You know what I'm saying? Some of us get a little bit too fly. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't take into account that the shit that you saying that you would have did. If you think that you would have actually did that in that situation, history shows that you are surely mistaken. Because there was millions of people in that same situation that did nothing. And right now, if you're following the crowd in most of the things you do, there's a good chance that guess what? You would have did nothing. So to look at another person's struggle from the outside, 25, 35, 45, 50 years outside of that, and say what you would have did is actually an act of cowardice. To look at somebody else's actions and look at somebody else taking actions and to talk about cowardice is actually cowardice. To judge somebody when you have never walked in their shoes, when you have never studied their shit, shows cowardice. See, many of us flinch on the battlefield because right now the battlefield is not out there. The battlefield is not us grabbing guns. The battlefield is in the pages of the books. It's inside of us. And many of us, we are avoiding the battlefield. Cowardice. So I want to point the finger of cowardice where it really belongs. It don't belong on Martin Luther King or those that was truly involved with the movement. Because I'm going to tell you how hardcore Martin Luther King was. They would turn motherfuckers away. If you couldn't do what it was that they had prescribed, if you could not follow the battle strategy, they told you, no, you can't go. How many of us got movements that doing that right now? We just looking for bodies and shit. We just looking for bodies. A lot of us. Like, no, dude, if you can't come in and do what the fuck we do, you can't do it. And then on top of that, do you know who was do you know who was one of the major forces that changed the whole tide of the battle? The kids. The hard-headed kids. The same ones that's giving me hell at my school right now are the ones that pushed his movement to another level. They came, they obeyed. They came, they learned. They came and they put their bodies and their lives on the line. You don't believe me? Look it up. Children's March. It was the hard-headed ass children that was listening to a different type of music that the parents didn't understand. See, because what we got to understand, family, is that those that are in comfortable positions never start spread, never start revolution, never bring on change, because that means they would have to become uncomfortable. The children are already uncomfortable. They're not satisfied with the status quo, so they're always moving outside of it. This is why mumble rap. One of my brothers asked the question, why does mumble rap bothers? Why is he compared mumble rap to the new blues? And he says, why does it make the scholarly and the hoteppers uncomfortable? Right? But it's always been young people's. They always aspire to find something new, even when we can't understand it. And when it's time for the battle, that's who we go to, because we don't. In times of battle, we need individuals that can follow orders and do what they're supposed to do. It don't have to be exactly like you say, but it has to get the job accomplished. And it's young people that's going to do that. We got to understand that. So really, when it comes to really looking at the movement, family, when it really comes to the movement, we really got to look and see what our honored ancestor Martin Luther King did. As a matter of fact, a lot of us would learn a lot and be able to add a lot to what we're doing if we was to take time and truly study what he studied, because it's warrior shit. It's true. You know what I'm saying? It's warrior shit. You watch the movie, because I want you to watch the movie, right? You like those war movies, right? You like Gladiator. Do you remember in Gladiator where you had the scene where they went out into the arena for the first time together as a group, and they was a ragtag group, and he had Maximus had to rise up as the leader, and he said, "Cool. Anybody have battle experience?" Boom. Okay, good. I did this. I did that. I did boom, boom, boom. All right. They went out. He said, "We need to stick together." And the first one that ran off, it was demonstrated what happened when you run off on your own. He was immediately killed. So they gathered up together. They did what they had to do, and then at the final part of that battle, he had them stand ready. And he said, hold. Now, everything, the reason he had to say hold, because during battle, everything in you is saying either run or fight. But he was trying to get them to hold so that they could take advantage of a moment. Do you understand? Do you understand? Hold. In that moment, everything inside of them was like, damn, I got to attack, or I got to run. Everything. But they was able to maintain it. And in a sense, this is the type of training, this is the type of thing that Martin Luther King was doing. When he took his people out there, he was like, hold. Because I want you to understand, he didn't take punks. You know what I'm saying? You know, some of them was street dudes. Some of them was motherfuckers who fought their whole life to get what they had. There wasn't no punks. You know what I'm saying? But you see, because they did not fight back, because that was the order. That was the order. That was Martin Luther King being like, hold. Now, the reason, well, Brother Atim, why don't you do that now? Because our hold is over, I believe. Our hold is over. I don't even know. And then to be honest, I don't know if I have the courage to do that. I'm just gonna keep it all the way real with you. I don't know if I had the courage to do that. Can you admit the same? You know what I'm saying? Can you when you're talking to your friends today and get them to admit it? Could you do that shit? Nah, why? Cause that's punk. Nah, motherfucker, because you a coward. Be honest with them. No, because you just be honest. Why couldn't you do it? You know what I'm saying? You talk about, you know what I'm saying? You talk, I bust a gun for my friend. Would you stand there with your friend, and if your friend asked you, take an axe kicking, I mean, dude, I want you to understand the depths of the bond, the depths of the boldness, the depths of the courage that it took to do that shit. Then to have to go home and lick your wounds and come back out and do the shit again. And come back out and do the shit again. And then get stabbed close to your heart by a black woman. By one of yours. Oh, family. Yeah, you have been misguided. Somebody done lied to you about this man, family. His movement, right? The commitment that he was able to inspire from his people was an example of unity. The boycott was a massive move of Umoja. Umoja in motion. You want to see Umoja? Look at that shit. See, what you got to understand, family. People had to follow the order. Hold. Right? You go to 300. Got the same shit. Hold. 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 Now. But we done lost the strategies of the old way. Right? We think that it's the wisest action to always want to strike back directly, when strategically it might not be to our advantage. We think that we need to speak sometime where it would be strategically advantage for us to retreat. Some of us don't know how to follow orders. We don't see, and because we lost discipline, Brother Kwame, this is where the unity falls. Ain't about all of us doing the same thing. Is that we simply we ain't lose it. We gave it away. We gave it up. It was inconvenient. It's inconvenient for me to have to follow order. It's inconvenient of me to have to get up because one of my elders called. You know what I'm saying? You remember the early morning calls from Nomo, if he even had to call you. You know what I'm saying? But when he was short, and he looked around, he ain't see my black ass. He get on the phone, and I'd be like, God damn, I should have never got this. I should have never got this goddamn cell phone because I had to look at the phone and be like, oh, shit. I'm like, oh my God. Hey, Peanut, what you doing? I'm asleep. What do you think? I'm asleep. We need your help. Oh, goddamn. No more. Come on, Peanut. All right. Yes, sir. You understand what I'm saying? We lost that shit. And when we lost that, well, we ain't lose it. It's inconvenient. It's inconvenient to answer a call. It's inconvenient to hold your tongue. It's inconvenient. Discipline inconveniences you. That's what it's about. Going to Amos Wilson, because I told you I was going to share some Amos Wilson. We kind of shared this one already. But what is culture? Culture is not merely a knowledge of song and dance, the way we dress and behave. That's very superficial. I used this one yesterday. Culture is a way of thinking. It's an intellectual system. It's a system of self-control. It is the psychic system which subjects impulses and stuff to the examination and subjects impulses and desires to evaluation in terms of long-term goals. In here, he says that being a man is mastery over impulses. So as Brother Kwame says, that when you was being initiated, right? Because a lot of y'all be talking this shit, right? When you was being initiated and other men grabbed your dick, excuse my language, ladies and gentlemen, but this is really what they would do. And they would take a sharp blade and they would circumcise you. They would circumcise you. This is not just the Sambaru people. This is, because in other ones, they would pull a goddamn tooth. They would pull your tooth out. Like my tooth missing here, they would pull your tooth out. Or scar your face. Or tie something around your feet and make you jump off a mountain, off a cliff. This is before bungee cord jumping. You know what I'm saying? You had to take the pain, and you were not allowed to flinch. Now, what's even deeper about this, because Martin Luther King, you could have not listened to him and went back to your community and been accepted. But in our traditional society, when you did not follow the order of society and you flinched, not only was you kicked out, your family lost all their shit. You and that sorry ass bloodline, get the fuck up out the village. Get up and get out. Right now, we could fail, we could cry, we could do whatever we want to do, right? Because it's freedom. But that shit has disconnected us from who we really are. Because we weren't allowed to do whatever the fuck we wanted to do. That's not freedom. As a matter of fact, that's the only people that are able to do everything that they want to do. In all actuality, family, and I need y'all to think about this shit. It's slaves. Slaves could do what they want to do. Long as they work on time and long as they do what they supposed to do, they got the free time to do whatever the fuck they want to. When you a master, you never get free time. I got to watch what these motherfuckers doing. I got to always monitor. When you a master, you do not get no motherfucking free time. You don't get no vacation. Vacation is for slaves. But we don't understand that shit. You know what I'm saying? We got false images being thrown before us that we think, you know what I'm saying, because Jay-Z and Beyonce have a certain lifestyle and shit, that all of us are supposed to do that shit, and that's the way you're supposed to live life. You know what I'm saying? You think that you got to be able to go out and buy the most expensive shit. You think that's what being a master is about? That's what being free is about? No, free means that you have the ability to do, but you have the control not to. Because you're thinking long range. You're able to take your focus from right here, right now, the temporary pain of the moment. You're able to take your mind away from here and see the greater strategy. And you're able to plug that in to not only your destiny, but the destiny of your family and the destiny of your people. God damn it. When we talk about Martin Luther King wasn't focusing on that moment. And that's where a lot of y'all get fucked up. You understand? The reason that they were able to stand there and do the shit that they did was because we still had a sense of legacy. We still had a sense of responsibility to future generations, family. Y'all can't see that shit. Y'all really don't understand that shit. Y'all don't even care to understand that shit. Right? Because that's too manly, that's too womanly for you. Right? You have been convinced that you being a man means that you can do what the fuck you want to do. No, slave, that's slavery. That's slavery, because everything that you have been taught that you should be able to do, only finance is your enemy. You don't know what you're supposed to do because we have been disconnected from our culture. You don't know. So everything that you think that you are supposed to do works against you. When you think you're supposed to go out and buy the big body foreign car, nigga, that don't finance you. That don't take care of your children. You're paying somebody else. When you think you're supposed to go out there and get the best and biggest house, when you think that you're supposed to just move out and live on your own, when you think you're supposed to get the best shoes, none of that money is coming back to you. None of it. All of it is going to finance those that don't give a fuck about you. Because we done lost what it means to be a man We done lost what it means to be a woman. Yeah, physically we got the equipment. Physically we could take a little pain. Physically we could get up every morning and take the pain of doing what we have to do. But can we take the emotional pain and the mental pain of controlling our impulsivity? Can we look at the future of our children rather than looking at where we are presently? Can you seriously take upon your heart, family? I need you to understand, man, I'm not playing. When we toast the ancestors, they up in here. And we make a pledge every morning. And we talk about the 3 states of time. The past, the present, and the future. And we talk about our responsibility to the future. I'm not playing with that. We got motherfuckers out here playing with legacy. We got people playing. We got individuals out here playing. And they sitting up here. We are in a fucking war. And a lot of people don't even realize it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, boom, look, you're trying to tell them, family, listen, it's bigger. It's bigger than you just being able to get those shoes. It's bigger than red bottoms. But I'm not mad at you because it's not your fault. It's not your fault. You fail because you have to fail. You fail because you was programmed to fail. And you haven't challenged the programming yet. Because you don't have the discipline. You don't have the plug. In a lot of ways, you're avoiding the plug. And that's cool, family. I don't want nobody to think that Brother Hatim is mad. But I am mad, goddammit. I am mad. Because, we don't even understand, fam. We don't even understand. Nobody is playing with us. Nobody is playing with us. Nobody is playing with us. And we think, you know what I'm saying, us being able to rhyme and being able to entertain other people, you know what I'm saying, we haven't even developed the discipline to take control of that shit. Let me say that again, see, because we go through all the complicated definitions and shit, but for me, this right here is a key to us getting our unity, to us being able to really look and truly evaluate the life lesson of someone like a Martin Luther King or a Malcolm X. Because I hear a lot of you motherfuckers wanting to quote Malcolm X, but you motherfuckers don't even have the stamina to do the shit that he did. You know what I'm saying? You hear the message and you get excited, and that's it. But your lifestyle does not reflect the fact that you are actually into Malcolm. You a fan, but you got to understand this, man. You got to understand the old school. They didn't like fans. You can't do shit with fans. You can't do nothing but get money off of fans. That's it. They need soldiers. My elder told me we need soldiers. So I went out and got soldiers. And what's crazy is, what I do for normal, I got young people that do it for me now. I was just talking to some of them the other day, because one of the issues was like, because now, getting to manhood. Listen to this definition. I want you train. How do you do that? All right, hold on. Let's go back. We're going to read from the beginning. I want y'all to listen. What is culture? Culture is not merely a knowledge of song and dance, the way we dress and behave. That's very superficial. Culture is a way of thinking. It is an intellectual system. It is a system of self-control. It is the psychic system with subjects, impulses, and stuff to examination, and subjects, which means rule over impulses and desires, to evaluations in terms of long-term goals. You say, I would like this, but in terms of where I want to go, I won't indulge myself at this time. Let me delay gratification. But people without culture, people whose very self-definition, and listen, because this is why I'm not mad at a lot of you, but people without culture, people whose very self-definition is not in line with long-term social goals and transcendent values, it's not your fault. Most of you have not been exposed to our social goals. Most of you don't have transcendent values. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. But now that you know, after this, it will be. What transcendent values do you have? And what does transcendent mean? It means it goes beyond this world. It goes beyond you. It goes beyond the moment. It transcends. It moves above. It goes beyond. It goes deep. It goes high. You know what I'm saying? Transcendent principles. What is it that you will not violate? What is it that you will not cross? What is it? That damn delayed gratification has inundated us, and we have succumbed. Family. Listen, let me delay gratification. But people without culture, people whose very self-definition is not in line with long-term social goals and transcendent values, are people who have no reason not to take a drug, not to go shopping, not to hurt their own, not to steal. I'm adding all those. They can't give themselves a reason. Well, why not? What have I got to lose? We heard that. He can't give himself a reason. She can't give herself a reason not to date a bum. Not to stay stuck. But culture gives them a reason. It gives him or her a long-term goal, and it gives him a comparative system. A system where you can compare where you are to where you were, or to compare where you are right now to possibly where the vision that you have painted in your head. And then also take that vision and fit it in to the group. So that, you know, so that me and Kwame will be somewhere chilling one day. We got the vision. It's similar enough alike, whereby him doing what he's doing, and me doing what I'm doing, the culture is going to elevate us to where we need to be. So that one day we could be toasting ambrosia and doing our early morning show in person. Somewhere where we're handling business. Somewhere preferably without mosquitoes. Just saying. This is not compatible with where I want to go. This is going to take me off my path. I will lose my honor and so forth. I go this way. If I go this way. This is not compatible with the survival of my people. This is not compatible with taking care of my family. This is not compatible for producing for my group and so forth. I want to real bad, but I'm going to forsake it. How do you do that? This is the question. And how do you do that? You train the young boy to resist temptation. You train him to master his impulse. You train him and make him know that being a man is the mastery of impulses. Excellent definition for manhood. Excellent definition for, you know what I'm saying? And you master the mastery over impulse. You not only let him know it is the mastery of impulse and spontaneous erratic behavior, but a mastery of knowledge as well. A mastery of systems. That is what manhood, that is why manhood and competence are related one to the other in a very definite sort of way. You must be competent and efficient. If you think training of manhood only applies where life is harsh or where there are patriarchal differences between men and women, you are not correct in that regard. I ain't gonna stop right there, but listen. Through the act of self-denial, the boy enacts a personal transformation from receiver to giver of sustenance. For the Sambaru, the idea of manhood contains also the idea of the tribe. How you gonna? Our idea of manhood was never about the individual. It was always about the group. I am a representative of the group. I belong to a group. I belong to a family. When you dishonor that group or you dishonor that family, you dishonor me. Where is this prevalent at? Where is this at? This is involved in the gang culture. And because it's young people going off doing their own thing rather than them being trained within the community, we got to understand that young people are always going to go off and do their own thing. What we have to be able to do is to control the peer group. Make the peer group responsible to the community, responsible to our tribe. And we got to put ourselves as men in a place where the boys want to come up and take our place. I want to make sure y'all get that. As men, we got to make what we are doing so attractive that the young boys want to take our place. Now, for me, dude, I had Nomo as a model, right? But then also, I had Dr. Kelsey. Now, business, warrior-wise, Nomo was an excellent model. But business-wise and family-wise, Dr. Kelsey was the shit. Dr. Kelsey not only, at that point in time in my life, Dr. Kelsey not only was taking care of his kids and sending them through college, hell, Dr. Kelsey made sure I had a job so that I was able to finish college. And that was his main, listen, you're going to finish college. All right? And then when we got paid late, you know what I'm saying? He had the motivating words to keep me going. I had models, family. I wanted to be able to step up into my eldest position. I wanted to do something like that. Yeah, and something like Noma, I wanted to combine it, see, because I just didn't have to have one model, family. And I kept running into other individuals that were successful in their life, that were elders, that took me up under their wing, and I'm looking at the shit, I'm like, oh, I could do this, ooh, 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 ooh. And I wanted to be like them, and I wanted to take their place. And hopefully somewhere, at least in this community, some young person is looking to say, Mr. Brown or Brother Hatim, I want to be in your position. But I need them to understand that to be in my position, you got to be a family man. You can't be rich if you're not a family man. You can't nation build if you're not a family man. You can't have my position if you're not a family man. And when I say family, it's bigger than the idea of family that they have implanted in you, because the idea of family that they have implanted in you benefits their system. See, because a lot of us don't understand family. Listen, many of us are broke, right? Not because we're going out and spending, because that's probably about 25-30% of us. A majority of us are broke because we're helping others. That's my story. That's my narrative. Black folks can't Can't make it up because we don't have an inheritance coming to us from any direction. Our people believe that when they die, they're done, which is an imperialistic system, which works for their system, because the major way that they pass wealth from one generation to another is that when they pass wealth. So I have a house. I'm passing the house down. I have money in the bank. I'm passing that money down. I have an insurance policy. I'm passing that down because they understand that in order to maintain what they have to equip their children for the next part of they're passing the baton. The only time we pass the baton is when we actually doing some goddamn track. When we doing track. These motherfuckers running track in life. They're passing the baton. How many of us have fumbled the goddamn baton? You know what I'm saying? You know, my grandfather, what he passed was ties. What I'm going to pass on to my kids is going to be more. When my dad died, he passed me nothing. Physically. My grandfather passed me ties. Now, what I have to do is take what my grandfather gave me and what my father gave me and multiply it. And multiply those small ties and the ideas that was placed in my head and generate something so that when I pass on, that my children do not walk away from me empty-handed. And they walk away with a legacy and with an idea that they are going to have to fulfill certain things. It don't have to be much, family. But we need to start implanting in our young people and as well as in our heads that we have to pass something on when we go. One of the things I liked about Ron Ephraim, man, when I remember he told us one time, you know, somebody asked him, he said, well, what if your child doesn't believe in what you believe? He said something like, I take him out the will. If he don't come into this, what I'm doing right here was providing him with all the conveniences of life, and my children are not involved in it, they're not in the will. See, family, at a certain point in time, we have to be brave and bold enough to talk about letting people go. Brother Kwame say, you ever camp in tundra like we are experiencing today? Hell, no. But I'm gonna have to eventually, and we're going to make it happen. If it is to be, it's up to me, and that's what my elders left me with. That's what my ancestors left. You know what I'm saying? It's like boom, I gotta make it happen. So a lot of y'all think that I'm just sitting up here, just talking and toasting and shit. No, I'm motivating myself, and I'm building a small circle. I got my daily toasters out there. Some of y'all checking in daily. Some people checking in daily. And they getting the message. And guess what? When it's warm and we're able to go camping, we're able to spend the night, you know, and I might not be able to do the toast on that day because I'm going to be actually doing the toast with people. And we're going to actually be pouring libations because we was able to sit up all night and we was able to talk. And as a matter of fact, one of the things that I'm gonna put together for this summer, because Cleve on his next birthday is gonna be 13 years old. So Cleve is going to have to go out on a quest. He's gonna have to seek a vision. So we're gonna go camping, and actually I want him to do it twice because we're gonna do it with us, and then he's gonna do it with our Native American family, where he get the sweat lodge and all that. You understand? But he's gonna have to go out in the woods by himself. He's going to have to stay in place. He's going to have to expose himself to the elements. He's going to have to expose himself to the possible animals out there. He's going to have to expose himself. And he's going to have to face his fear. And he'll have to learn how to fight the impulse to get up and run and call for his dad, call for his mom. And he's going to have to sit out there. And we're going to see how many true friends he got. Because when he go through it, some of them could go through it. Let's see how many are going to go out there with him. So he could really understand whether he by himself or not. How many of them going to stay? Because, you know, when it start getting dark, family, the woods start to change. Trust me, I've been out there. Brother Kwame say, we have to check in on Navita. Wasn't present yesterday and not present this morning. You right. So I hit her up after I get off. We'll hit her up. But she was on the day before that too. You know. So family, I got 28 seconds remaining on Instagram. I'm gonna just let that shit go off. You know what I'm saying? Because I think I might just keep it where it is. Instagram, if you out there, man, shots out. Thank y'all for maybe checking us out within the 24 hours. But I guess I have to build up the numbers and then I'll come back. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I might just keep on doing it because, you know, it took me some time. But she was sick. Oh, yeah, she was. So, matter of fact, I'll send her a message right now, Brother Kwame. I'm going to go to, get down to Earth. I got a picture of Earth on TV. Yeah, she need to call into my show. But we're gonna check on one of our daily toasters and see what's going with her. I can't do it because I ain't got it. Yeah, I ain't want to download my but I can't do it through here, bro. So I'm gonna do that because you concerned. So I'm gonna look for Miss Navita and we're gonna send her a message and make sure she all right. Well, actually, I just call her after we get off, right after this. You know, and right now a lot of people got them bugs, but you know, like I said, family, get that water, keep that movement, that breath. That Ashe breath. Check out my video on the Ashe breath so that you can fight through. But we need to do this toast because I've been running my mouth for I don't know how long now. Let me see. Spreaker usually tells me. I've been running my mouth for an hour and 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Well, y'all know I could do it. I ain't no problem with doing it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, the piece is I just wanted to make sure that we had the proper idea. Let me see if there's anything else in Amos Wilson that I needed to share. I got another one of his books in here. Matter of fact, y'all know I got a couple of his books. Amos is cold. Amos is one of the coldest that ever did it. One of the most underrated. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all, a lot of us got favorites, but like I could just randomly. All right, let's see. I just picked up a book, random book. Amos Wilson, The Falsification of African Consciousness, Eurocentric History, Psychiatry, and the Politics of White Supremacy. Now, page 40. The first paragraph on the page, because it comes from a continuation on the other one. When we suffer from social amnesia, we identify with abstractions. I am not black. I am not African. I am a human being. I am an American. Sterile, abstract identity. The closer we get to it, the less we see of it. And the more we recognize that it has no meaning. What is that? Who is that? What does it stand for? What does it mean? It's empty, and people who identify themselves with these abstractions are also empty and experience their lives as empty, as people who have no feelings. They identify with the abstractions so as to escape feelings. Therefore, we see them detached and cut off from themselves as persons, as well as from their people. In fact, they use their own abstract identity to escape the responsibility to their own people and escape the pain and struggle that happens today to be part of our situation. We see that shit going on all the time with a lot of these, with a lot of these make-believe mythologies that motherfuckers got that they use to escape into another world. You know what I'm saying? To where, you know what I'm saying, they're not African, they're everything but African. And y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm not trying to offend nobody, but the whole piece is, family, we need to come up off some of these goddamn illusions. We got social amnesia. We're traumatized, and I understand. I'm just here to shake your ass up and throw some cold water and slap you in your goddamn face. We are African people. We are black people. Now, yeah, there may be other mixtures in there, but like I said, this Kwame, this is really what's going to separate the wheat from the chaff. You ready? You know what I'm saying? When we finally, because this is movement going on, a lot of y'all don't understand, as far as this whole reparations thing, and a major place that is coming out from, Brother Kwame, is the church. A 2 million member black church, not the congregation, the denomination, are also moving towards putting together a demand for reparations for black folks. And this is where, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to be reminding my Hebrews, I'm going to be reminding my Moors, I'm going to be reminding them that, you know, as we're making these demands and the money start coming, you know what I'm saying, all of you that are not, you know what I'm saying, descendants of those who came over here as captives, I'm going to be reminding motherfuckers, no, don't take it off. Stay over there, my Native American brother. Stay over there. Don't come get this goddamn, don't come get this money. You know what I'm saying? Stay over there. I'm just being honest. I don't think he was underrated, but people were simply ignorant of him and his work, except through the black on black violence. You know what I'm saying? Shit, dude. I honestly think, because you don't hear a lot of people quoting his ass. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, now, and then on top of that, I have to agree with you. You're right. Because I will say that, in a sense, in many ways, he might have been ahead of his time. He might have been ahead of his time. So let's go and do this toast. I done ran my mouth long enough. Kwame, I want to thank you for sticking in there. One of my daily toasts. There's somebody else out there, throw up a thumb so I know who it is. You know what I'm saying? Because I love to greet those that come out for the daily toast. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. And I want you to know that. You know what I'm saying? And, like I said, we're building a movement, family. And for those who want to get their ancestors on the list or want more information about Gye-Nyame journey, you can feel free to call 614-300-1875. Text. That's a text number. Feel free to text me on that number. If you want to get your ancestors on the Daily Toast, just text #Daily Toast. And the rest, you know what I'm saying? I'll make sure you get what you need to do, what you need to get, so that you can let me know which ancestors to put on there. Context is everything, depending on what you listen to and who you read. I believe you. Exactly. Context is everything. You're right. Also, remember, family, the 21-day challenge. Because I know some of y'all going to catch this later. 21-day challenge. Right? After this month, will no longer be free. So go and sign up and get all the free stuff that's coming to it. And make sure you check your spam folder, because I'll be sending stuff. It'll be coming automatically. So I'm thinking a lot of the stuff is going to people's spam folders. Because it's a couple of books, well, at least one book that I'm trying to make sure everybody get out of there. And it's not my book, actually, but it's public domain. And I'm trying to make sure everybody get their hands on it. So when you sign up for it, make sure you check your spam folder. But after this month, I'm going to be charging $30 for every time people go through the 21-day challenge. So, you know what I'm saying? Because the whole piece is it costs money. Thus, some of us have more exposure to Amos Wilson than most. You're right. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's good. That's part of the initiation, I guess, right? That's part of the initiation. Amos is I guess if we try to feed somebody, Amos definitely ain't baby food. You don't need to start off with him. You know what I'm saying? But, today, family, we are on Umoja. For those that don't speak the language, I have about 63 push-ups already, Kwame. I will knock those out today, too. Unity. The meiotic principle of the day is truth. The color is violet. The Hermetic law which I'm starting, I'm still looking to have that discussion, is mentalism. The male name, and actually, I'm thinking making part of the process um, um, for what we do is that an individual has to experience Agnes Wilson. I mean, in depth. And they could do it both in reading and listening for them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's quite impactful when you really start, when you really get into what he's saying. Hold on, I do have the lines open, so just in case somebody want to join the conversation. Who out there? Who on the line? Because there's somebody else out there. Navita, we want to know if it's you. Actually, I'm going to send a link to her too. 614, call in. Line. Just in case after we get done toasting, somebody else want to get on here and run their mouth. You know, there's always room for other people to run their mouth on the Gye-Nyame journey. So come on, let's go. Boom. Put that up. There we go. So on. Now also, hashtag, where we at? In those settings where people are not familiar with our names for a day, introduce them to the meaning and their respective namesake, and then flow with that, what we do, and let them catch up. I agree. You talking about far as like initiation type thing? You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, we got so much information that we could plug people in. I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. I got 2 books on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Personally, that I put together. You know what I'm saying? Players Pyramid is a process, and then the Gye-Nyame journey. I call it because I just gave 2 copies to the elders. Handbook for life training, right? And then also the Gye-Nyame journey. The one where I do the Proverbs, tribal quotes. The tribal quotes book is that. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. What's going on, Facebook? Facebook, man, y'all getting whacked. All right, call in. Also, I want to put the text thing on there. Yes, but also like during the Sabayat. Oh, so you want to well, I mean, we could request that you want to do a Sabayat on day names. I could dig that. Call in. Oh, here we go. Hashtag Daily Toast. 2 614 300 1875. Hey, guess who on the line, brother? Brother Kwame was gonna make me call you, girl, cause he was concerned. He said she been sick. You know what I'm saying? I swear he might have been crying on the other end of this goddamn line, man. Like, dude, we warriors. We don't do that shit. We don't stop all that goddamn crying. I'm gonna check on her. Brother Kwame had me on it, girl. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, welcome, Sister Navita. I just been running my mouth. You know how it goes down. I ain't even did the toast yet. We've been talking about Amos Wilson and Martin Luther King and manhood and womanhood and you know, I talked about everything but the Sabayet I did yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But I am going to finish an article today and post it up on my blog. By the way, if any of y'all know any writers, I'm looking for writers, artists, anybody that have anything they want to share with the community, because I want to take the blog Gye-Nyame Journey. I want it to be a news outlet. I want it to be where we able to give people the information that they need. You know what I'm saying? So, if people sharing stuff, articles on their blog, if they don't mind, we could trade. You know what I'm saying? Because I got thousands. I mean, I've been doing this shit for so long. I've been writing on my blogs and doing radio shows, because a lot of people don't understand, man. I've been doing this as far as podcasting and shit like this. I've been doing this since, in some form or fashion, I've been doing this since I was going on stage. Since I was going on stage for Juneteenth. That's how long ago that shit was. I mean, this is like, we on what, 10 years, 15 years or something like that? I've been finding ways to do this. Don't try to punk me now about this crying and stuff. There's just a time for that, but not because the sister has not made her personal presence known. You punk me about my push-ups all the time, man. Don't be so sensitive. You understand what I'm saying? Come on now. Hey. But there was a genuine concern about you, because you had reported that you were sick, and the brother wanted to make sure that everything was all right. And that's what family is for. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you know what I'm saying? Glad you are with us, Sister Navita. The elder asked about you last night. You talking about Elder Robert? I like the way he said her name. I call Sister Navita. I love how he say her name. Well, anyway, today is a day of unity, truth. The color is violet. The Hermetic law is mentalism. Male name is Kwojo. Female name is Aduwa. No, Ottawa. Gonna show me how to pronounce it again. So, and then also, I mean, as a collective, we're gonna have to talk about taxes. I'm just being honest, family. We have to sit down and really have a discussion, at least here in Columbus, about taxes. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, because if we're given to a Jua, thank you. That's how you say the female name, a Jua. Because if we serious about building, we have to be willing to come up out of our pockets. Where your money flows, that's where your worship goes. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to put them on my regular piece. And for those people out there that want to help continue supporting the community, the PayPal is still open. So we're taking donations early for Kwanzaa, Steel, Ajua. That's what I said, man. See, now I got on you about the Navita thing. Now you rubbing it in about this Ajua, man. Come on now. Manhood is what he say. Manhood is about being able. Because I'm tempted, man. Hey, man. Let me see what Amos Wilson say about a brother that just keep on trying to push his point across. Coping with contradictions. There are a number of means by which we seek to resolve certain contradictions in our lives. We may excuse them by saying that the circumstances which have determined our lives, particularly the failures in our lives, are beyond our control. That is other people who are totally responsible for the situation that we are in, and therefore we have no control over it. While this is to a degree true, it also can lead us to some other psychological problems in the individual. It can lead to the possibility that the individual becomes apathetic, gives up, and resigns from life. Damn. Gives up trying and begins to believe that he or she is powerless. I hate to say it, but that sounds like the Gye-Nyame effect. Unfortunately, I respect to the ancestor. Unfortunately, the resignation and the apathy of too many of our people are part of the means by which the system maintains itself. The fear of trusting and uniting with each other, the fear of coming together and solving our problems together, that the belief that it is just not in us to unite and solve our problems and overcome. The dominance of European imperialism itself becomes a part of the problem and helps to maintain the system. Others try to deal with the discrepancies between what the system says they can achieve and our failure to achieve by lowering their people's aspiration, by, in a sense, fitting into a lesser place that the society reserves for them. Others try to inflate their achievements to inflate their personalities. We see many of us along the highway and the byways being very boastful, being very egocentric, bragging a great deal, pumping ourselves up, pumping even small achievements up into giant achievements. We see it even affecting the black nationalist community that buries itself in the great history of Egypt and the great empires of Africa. Yes, I am speaking of the kind of historicism that has developed in this community as a means of not confronting reality, of people who live their lives in history and dig among the pyramids of Egypt and dig among the lost kingdoms of Mali and Songhai, and who build themselves a false pride and pump themselves up about the achievements of our history without facing the perils of the current reality and preparing themselves for the future. The black nationalists who make us feel good and pump us up and make us glow about our great past and does not deal with the present and does not educate in terms of coping with the future and does not adequately prepare us to remove the Europeans from power, to remove these insane people who are about to destroy the earth and life itself, is functioning in the interest of the status quo. And those people who holler about the devilishness of the white man, the evilness of the white man, and leave it at that, still are not necessarily performing a full service to our people. There must be other things involved. We see then many individuals throwing up their minor accomplishments as a means of ignoring the reality of their situation. God damn. Kwame, I hear you on that, but I have to, you know what I'm saying? Because and I know you had conversations with him, and I feel you on that, but listen. After talking with him, I would actually have to go, and you know what I'm saying? Because I'd be like, yo, well, Elder, at first, you know what I'm saying? Because he wouldn't even let you talk to him for a while. You know what I'm saying? It took a long time for him to break down the barrier where I could even approach him. I'd be like, well, I hear you, but you know what I'm saying? What is your plan for dealing with it? I asked him one time, he said, I don't have no plan. There's no way to deal with it. Oh, dude, I can't, you know what I'm saying? But I hear you, to make it happen. And that's my role. That's what I got to do. Got to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? But shit, Amos, man. Amos is cold. I just pulled out, just opened the book and said, let me read. I'm like, God damn. I'm sitting up here like, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us are caught up. And like I said, we caught up in fantasies. And we have to be able to deal with the right now. The right now. You know what I'm saying? Are we collecting the skills? Are we collecting the monies? You know what I'm saying? Because because this summer, man, I would love to be able to do a family camping trip. Because I got, well, I ain't gonna say I, but we got enough equipment to house about 80 people. Let's say 50, because the weather probably done You know what I'm saying? Because our big tents got blown down and shit. Because we got caught up. I don't know if y'all remember, it was a summer storm, a real severe one. And we just happened to be out in the woods. And everybody was calling me, y'all need to come home. And no, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? My kids, this is an adventure that my kids could talk about. My kids could talk about that they was outside during one of the worst rainstorms and lightning storms. You know what I'm saying? And was able to make it through the night. And then when I talk to them, I'll be like, yo, was your tent flooded? They'd be like, yeah. So people, they look at them and say, well, how did y'all sleep? We just slept in the water. Motherfucker. Well, how else was we supposed to sleep? That's some warrior shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, well, why do you go to another tent? Because going to another tent would have just basically been me running out in the rain, getting wet, and opening somebody else's tent and flooding the tent. They suffered. And they suffered together. And they got that story to share forever. And they got it through our movement. They got it through us. I'm just saying, as adults, we got to do that. You know what I'm saying? And for those that want to come out, but you know, we could find a campground with some of the elders, could stay in cabins and come down and chill with us during the day. I am saying that you cannot be a punk when speaking with him, and he got the same response. And yes, it's up to us to make it happen. If his generation had the answer, we would not be in the mess we are in right now. So we must increase our territories figuratively and literally. I salute you, nation builder, because you're absolutely right. We got that. We had that responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and it's like, yeah, you right. So you right. So why don't you just you the older brother on here? Just say shut up. Just tell me to shut up. You know what I'm saying? Shut up. You shouldn't talk about the answer. Just say shut up. You my older brother. I could take that. You know what I'm saying? Because remember at the beginning I was talking about being able to follow order. Alright? Dude, I'm good at that shit. Believe me. I could bite my tongue. We must keep in mind Sankofa practice Sankofa. I forgot you my big sister too. And it was just your birthday too. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know today is Kwame's birthday, by the way. You know. So, you know, just let you know. I know you probably already know that. But anyway, so far as virtues for the day, from the Emotional Emancipation Circle, African Centered Culture Virtue and Values, today in Wolof, the principle is Taranga, a sense of hospitality. Akan ethics, truth. Yoruba is suru, patience. Recall the storytelling process we experienced yesterday under your auspices. Hence, we exchange in order to sharpen our faces as they and we say, as they and we say to sharpen. I feel you. I hear you. We got to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really looking forward to the divine conversations and listening to some of the stories and I got to bring enough of those forms so we could fill them out on each individual story and have a discussion. But you know, I'm glad people enjoyed it. So we're gonna lift up our glasses. We're gonna call the ancestors into the room. We're gonna call. I'm just grateful to be able to commune with y'all. You know, like I said, because I call those people that tune in on a regular basis. Welcome to being a daily toaster, Miss Navita. I'm thinking about getting some T-shirts made. You know, I'm a daily toaster or something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna come up with something fly. You know what I'm saying? Throw a couple of indicative symbols on that. You know what I'm saying? Toasting my ancestors on, you know, toasting ancestors regularly. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know. But we call on the creator by our name. You choose to call it creator. We call that great force in. We call it, even though we know that it's already all around us. We know that it's already within us. We know that it's all encompassing, and we can't escape it no matter where we go. Even in what some of our ancestors call hell, even in the depths of hell. You know what I'm saying? That presence is there. Even in our darkest moment, that presence is there. And what we call on today is our ability to recognize it, to become conscious of it, and to begin to work that force within our lives and within the lives of those around us. So right now, we call on that force and we recognize that force and we see it in everything around us, even in this uncomfortable weather, even through some of our sicknesses, you know what I'm saying, even through some of our pains. You know what I'm saying? We recognize the creative force in there. And it's just a matter of us learning the language. You know what I'm saying? And we lift up our glass and we say, Ashe from their family. We move on to our personal ancestors and we call these ancestors and we ask them to work with us and we ask them to work through us and we ask them to touch our hearts and we ask them to touch our minds. We ask them to touch our spirit. We ask them to move our emotions. We ask them to heal our bodies. We ask them for their presence. We call on our personal ancestors because that's what this time is for. I start off with mine. Miles Brown, Miss Ann Robert, and my Aunt Hazel, Hazel Gatson. Her time period is past, so I can say it one time. Miles Brown, Miss Ann Robert, and Texana Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilly, George and William Walton, Kristen Fanny Gatson, Aunt Lena, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fiend, Cleveland and Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Kater Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallard, Montague Pittman L., Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Elder Nomo X, Sapet Mara, Malika Fakur, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark. Tony Clark is the dude I told the story about yesterday. Pastor Yusef Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro Ector Jr., J. Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pullian, the Luxor Brothers, Mr. Edith Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnston, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Farley, Charles Jordan, Carol Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Triggs, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Randleman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susan B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Ware, Levita Farmer, Argosa Sue, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Edgar Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, May Esther, Keechler Reese, Linda Watson Hamlin, Jarrell Giles, Watson, Sparrow Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bolden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hilda Pearson, Sergeant Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavina Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mary Moss, Ophelia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kendi, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quails, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quails, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.E. Johnson, W.D. Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry Wells, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Gross, or Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Levester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martinier, Elder Imhotep Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey and Eleanor Howe, Frank and Louis Brusley and Davis, Fred Douglas, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Brenda Parker, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, and Ellis Murphy. We lift up our glasses, family, and we say, Ashe. Now we move to the present moment in which all of our power and all of our consciousness is focused, where we draw upon the past to create the lessons or the stories or the history for tomorrow. We draw from the past. We don't get caught up in the past. We draw from the past so that we could use that energy to forge our way into the future, to light the way into the future. So we lift up our glass to this present moment and we say, Ashe. From this moment, we move to our future generation. We toast our children. We toast our children's children. We toast unto infinity. We understand that we are responsible for our children's children. And like those that heard my show yesterday, family, we're responsible for the stories that we leave them. What stories will we leave them about us building, even if we got to make it up? And I know that sounds dishonest, but what's up, Tylese Ladybug Watson? How you doing today? You know what I'm saying? Still not heard Jerry Doyle. Oh, okay. Jerry Doyle and Amina Robinson. I have to put those on the list. I'm still reading from my old list, bro. Like I said, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to put that on there so that, you know, like I said, I'll update it. It'll be updated soon. But and thank you for letting me know. But we lift up our glass and we toast our children. You know what I'm saying? Because we're creating stories now. The stories that they're gonna talk about. The stories they're gonna tell about our interactions. You know what I'm saying? The story that they're gonna tell about us and how we was able to raise funds or how we wasn't able to raise funds. We lift up our glass and we salute and we toast, you know, our children and our children's children on to infinity, because we are responsible for that, family. We need to remember that. Last but not least, family, we move and we toast all of our relations, right? The four-legged, the two-legged, the four-legged, the wing, and the fin. We salute all of the elements. You know what I'm saying? All 7 elements. No, is it all 5 elements? All 5 elements. We salute the 7 directions. To all our relations, we say Ashe. From there, we move on to you. I toast each and every last one of you. I toast my daily toasters. Right? When we get up and we doing our thing every day, right? And the more of us do it, the more powerful the unity gonna become within our community. Because I honestly believe the missing link, the glue to hold our, the putting and holding our struggle together is us recognize those whose shoulder we stand upon, and not just the famous ones. You know what I'm saying? Those unfamous ones, those ancestors that nobody else would know but you. Your family line, our bloodline. You understand what I'm saying? Our bloodline. Our bloodline is worthy of praise. Our bloodline is worthy of being lifted up. You know what I'm saying? Our bloodlines are from our bloodlines are gonna come the next legends. All right. So we lift it up and we say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. We wish you peace, power, joy, and 100 years. And I pray that your day will be as beautiful as you are. So back to the conversation. What you want to talk about? Since people just not coming on, what y'all want to talk about? Let's talk about some stuff. Navita, I know you got something good because you got. Brother Kwame, did you know that Navita was a numbers lady? She threw some numbers up on me yesterday. 2 days ago on Kuumba that still got my head spinning. You know what I'm saying? You know how people say, I did the research? Navita not only did the research, Navita pulled the research up and slapped me in the face with it. I love it. I love it. You know, getting them swords sharpened, right? Because nobody playing with us. So we shouldn't be playing with nobody. Peace out to Shaka C. Young Hasbury. One of the brothers that provided me with some of the music for the journey. We want to send shots out to him. Let's see who else on here. Somebody else is on here. J. Raw, what? What? Lady J is on the, what? Y'all know the lines are open. Phone lines are open. Huh? Talk to me. You know what I'm saying? She slapped me in the face. I'm like, well, nah, boom, black folks, boom, boom, boom. Man, she singing ass bro. I think you might have a request for a sing, for you to sing from my older brother. It's his birthday, Shaka. So I need you to come online and do a birthday song for my dude, man. Come on now, come on the line. You roll your ass up out of bed, drink some water, cause we don't want no dry, crusty voice singing for my brother. Shouts out to Lady J. Thank you for joining me. You know what I'm saying? And feel free to call in. Lines open, 614-556-4535. If you have ancestors that you want to add it to the list, call text Daily Toast, hashtag Daily Toast to 614-300-1875. Shaka, where you at, man? Come on now. You usually always by your phone. Come on now. Don't be shy. Oh, man. Oh, it ain't his fault, Kwame. It's my fault. Uber conference just totally hung up on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow. You know, hey. And then on top of that, Lady J call in. We could have us a nice little discussion. You know what I'm saying? When you got Lady J in the house, and why didn't you go to the meeting yesterday? I know, Brother Deshaun had to tell you about it. I know he had to tell you about it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting up here like, yo, that's in you and Deshaun's hands now. Y'all, you know what meeting I'm talking about too. You're supposed to be there. You know, I was kind of disappointed when I walked in the room and you wasn't there. You know, so even though I had no right, but I do have a right because I'm your older brother, and I am saying, yeah, you should have had your ass up there in that meeting. I don't know what's going on. I hope everything is all right, but you better have a good excuse, baby. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, something going on with Uber conference. Oh, there you go. It's up. All right. Oh, I'm still up. So Shaka, maybe it is you. Stop hating. Get up and sing my brother a happy birthday song, man. You know, shoot. Actually, we might be able to turn this into a business. You know what I'm saying? Because Brother Shaka, boy. Uh-oh. The unsleeping one has joined us. Another one of the Daily Toasters. Salute. You know what I'm saying? As we say in the Gye-Nyame family, 100 years. 100 years, family. 100 years. Right? So, right now, we have finished the toast, and I'm open to talk about what y'all want to talk about. I don't have a meeting until 1 o'clock. I'm just letting y'all know. I got a nation building meeting at 1 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to talk about the future of what we're doing in Columbus. And I'm always trying to make sure that, because, hey, Columbus has done a lot of good work all over the country. And it's just, it's just a kind of a shame that I honestly believe that we actually have an inferiority complex. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, fuck that. It's time for Columbus. Like I say a lot of times, Columbus, stand up. Gye-Nyame family, stand up. You know what I'm saying? We can't keep on sitting down. Because we got, right now, as far as the whole conscious community, we got a bunch of fools running this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest with y'all. That's my opinion. It's a bunch of fools out here. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, our nation building meeting will be on Thursday. That's 70 now. That's 70 push-ups. All right, Kwame. That's on Umoja. of next week, I'll be sending out the text messages to everybody that should be at that meeting. Because we need to talk about the Malcolm X Festival. We need to talk about, throwing that in on the project table that we're going to do. No, Ujima. Did I say Ujima? My fault. Ujima. Yeah. So family, is up on the table. But, like I said, family, at some point in time, we're going to have to seriously sit down as a group. It don't even take a large group of us. And say, hey, we're going to start paying taxes. Because think about it. That's how every other country does it. That's how every other nation does it. It's, taxes. And then eventually, after we build up enough income, we need to invest in something that we can control. If we don't do nothing but go to Ghana or go to Africa and grab a big container of shea butter and be like, look, you know what I'm saying? Do like the mafia used to do back in the day. Look, I'm gonna make you an offer that you can't refuse. I understand that you have some needs for your body, and that you're ashy, and I'm going to ask that until this container is gone, none of you in Columbus will use anything but the shea butter provided by Tywee. If I find you using shea butter, my friend here, Bobo, will break something. You said it forcefully, correctly. It is that my way messaging is something. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Oh, okay. Now, so you said it went, okay, yeah. Okay, now I get it. But I'm saying, boom. Well, it don't even have to be something like that. But the whole point I'm saying is we have to start taxing ourselves, family. We have to start taxing ourselves. Or you call it tithing, or what do you want? I prefer the term tax because that sounds more governmental. Because I want us to start moving into as nation builders, we need to start moving into a more governmental mind state. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's what it's about. If we talking about building the nation, hell, we got to start talking about building the government, and the government has to tax the people. You know what I'm saying? And actually, it ain't that the nation has to tax the people. It's that the people will give to the nation. They have demonstrated this time and time again. Perfect example during Kwanzaa. You know what I'm saying? We thought we was going to have a shortfall. You know what I'm saying? Hell, we went beyond the shortfall. We was able to close the shortfall, and it ridiculously fast. Like every time we go to one of every time we do the per or divine conversations, we raise money. You know what I'm saying? So the issue is we're already doing it. It's just that we have to recognize what we're doing and make it part of the responsibility of those that's coming in. Because, in nation and in freedom, you got to pay to play. You got to pay to play. Freedom is not free. Actually, we might need to change the name of it. Because a lot of people think freedom is free. And they think that it means that they free to do whatever they want, free to be involved with fuckery. But freedom has never been about that. Freedom is something that you have to be vigilant about protecting. Freedom is something you have to be stingy with. Freedom is something that gives you the ability to do what you need to do. Most of us don't have the ability to do what we need to do. Because a lot of us think, well, I need to go to work. Well, working for somebody else is not something that you really need to do. What you need to be doing is starting your own business, but you don't have time. What you need to be doing is we need to be taking better care of our kids, but we don't have enough time. We don't have the freedom to actually do. And if we was to take command of our life, if we was to take not just life as an individual, but life as a community, we will start seeing that we will start receiving more time, But we wouldn't be able to invest that time in the bullshit that we think that we would be doing. We would have to change our whole mind state, because now the free time we got is in a vigilant effort to protect what we got. To protect our freedom has to be defended, just like territory has to be defended. And everybody on our territory needs to pay taxes. I'm just saying. That's nation talk. That's real talk. You know what I'm saying? You can't have a nation if it ain't no economic lifeblood flowing. And money is one of the representation. Only one. No Umoja, no nation. No Umoja, cooperative, no nation. Now, also, no Umoja, no unity. I know Kwame, but Kwame believes that if we get unity, all the other principles will fall in line. You know what I'm saying? But I honestly believe that part of that unity is bringing stuff together. Like in Gye-Nyame, we talk about the number one, right? In Gye-Nyame is the number system. 0 is God, 1 is interdependence, 2 is cooperation, 3 is communication, 4 is order, 5 is freedom, 6 is study, 6 is family, 7 is study, rest, and perfection, 8 is power, 9 is completion. Then the whole cycle start all over. And we learn that 0 is not a number. 0 is an entity. Right? So now, with all that, I'm going back to number 1. What is 1? 1 is interdependence, not independence. Independence is the downfall. Interdependence is the number 1, where that true unity happens, where it's interdependence. We're not independent, right? But we're not totally dependent on everybody else. We're interdependent, which means that I bring my skills, you bring your skills, you bring your skills, we all bring, and we all become part of the engine that makes the nation run. We all play an intimate part, and each of us are preparing the next person to step in to our place in the said engine. So if I break down, if I get sick, if something happens to me, I got somebody ready to step into my place. Right? Actually, I got at least 3 brothers. If something happened to me right now, I got at least 3 brothers that could step up and do what I do, and do it better. I ain't gonna tell them that though. You understand what I'm saying? And do it better. And that's a beautiful thing. I mean, I walked in the room and I could see it. I walked into the school and I could see it. You know what I'm saying? Because this is where we go wrong with the education piece, right? Because we take our kids and we have to totally turn our kids over there, but we forgot about the apprenticeship piece that was a major part of our education. Well, you got to follow around your master and learn what your master did firsthand. You ain't learned carpentry sitting down in no goddamn room. We ain't learned brick masonry sitting down in the room. We didn't even learn basic mathematics sitting down in the damn room. We learned it in action. We learned it in movement. We learned it by doing it. Messing up. Being corrected. Messing up. Being corrected. Messing up less. Being corrected. Man, our ancestors was cold-blooded, family. You know what I'm saying? Our ancestors was cold-blooded. And we just have to realize it. And we just have to plug into it. That's all we got to do. That's all we have to do. Check 1, check 2, check 1, check 2. That's all we have to do. The principles are inextricably connected, the one with the other. Hence, it is impossible for any one principle to generate the others. And that's what interdependence means.
First participant on the call. Please hold while we wait for the others to join.
The principles are interdependent. The principles, as you said yesterday, are one. When we master one of them, see, and this was crazy, because when I think about it, when we master one, we master them all. Because you can't talk about self-determination without talking about unity. You can't talk about self-determination without collective work and responsibility. You can't talk about self-determination without cooperative economics. You can't talk about self-determination without purpose. You can't talk about self-determination without creativity. You can't talk about self-determination without faith. And we could do each one of the principles like that. The interdependence of our principles is where we might be missing the whole goddamn boat. Because family, if we master one, we master all. Cold-blooded. You know what I'm saying? But it took that mathematician, Brother Kwame, to bring that out. The man from the Keechler bloodline. That is the whole of the truth, nothing but the truth. So help us, Amun. Right? As you would say, Amun is satisfied. Come on, family. Why y'all acting shy? I know y'all ain't shy. I know the phone is right there. Go and give it a call. Because, if not, I'm going to hang up and say good morning. Because we've been on here. Let's see how long. Let's make sure Spreaker's still working. The Spreaker's live too. Dang, and it's still working. Spreaker's live too. The lines are open. 614-556-4535. We have been on for 1 hour and 56 minutes. I told you I can run my mouth all day. I can do this. I was born for this. You know how people talk? I was born for this. You know what I'm saying? I might as well have been born with a mic. I might have had one. The white man probably took it before anybody in my family saw it. I was born with a mic. The white man took it and slapped me. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I got my mic back. Look, here it go. I got my mic back. I was born with it. You know what I'm saying? And really think about this, family. This is part of the system. They have to sabotage who we are. They have to. So we have to be able to develop the skills to put our people back together. We got to be like the hunter yesterday that I talked about. You know what I'm saying? The carpenter. You know what I'm saying? In the story I told yesterday called The Four Fools, a wizard needed a team. And he went out, he got himself a hunter, he got himself a thief, a hunter, and a carpenter. And he wanted to see how skilled they were. So he gave a task. And he told the thief, he said, I want you to see that hen over there. I want you to go up to the hen. I want you to steal an egg without the hen knowing. So the thief was so good that he was able to slide his hand up under the chicken's butt and pull one of her eggs without the chicken even knowing. So the hunter said, well, hell, I'm going to prove my skills. So the hunter took the egg and put it a long distance away. You know what I'm saying? And went back with his arrow. Walked back, turned around, shot the egg. Broke the egg completely into pieces. And the carpenter said, well, I'm going to show my skill. So the carpenter ran up and grabbed the pieces of the egg and put the damn egg, built the egg back together. So the wizard had his team, right? And it's just like, that's how we are. We got to be like that carpenter. We got to be able to put those pieces together. We got to be like that hunter. We got to have the skill to hit our target. We got to be like that thief sometimes. I got to be able to pull the egg from up under the ass without the chicken knowing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we got to do that. Sometimes we got to be the wizard. Be wise enough, because the root word of wizard is wisdom. A work of wisdom. That's what a wizard is. A work of wisdom. Your whole life you've been running from that, huh? Wizard. Wisdom. You know what I'm saying? A work of wisdom is a wizard. So. And to a fool, a wise man does appear to be able to produce magic. All right, so somebody else on the line. Who else on the line? 614-556-4535. I'm trying to stall for brother Shaka to come on, but I guess he ain't coming on. You know what I'm saying? Because my brother Kwame would love a birthday song. I don't know. Maybe he writing a birthday song for you, brother Kwame. But all right, family. What I'm gonna do is I'm about to get up. I got to make sure my daughters are ready. And we're going to hit these streets. We're going to hit these streets. You know what I'm saying? So, family, I want to wish you peace, power, joy, and 100 years. This is Brother Hatim, and I am out. Peace, Facebook. You all first today. All right. Peace, YouTube. I'm out. All right, Spreaker. So, I got to start coming up with extra bonuses for y'all because y'all are the original crew. And I'm going to do a story for y'all. A short one. A short one. Let's see. Let's go to alright, this one is called The Devil Comes Between Them. A youth once saw a maiden and told her that he loved her. She saw him and told him the same. So the young fellow went and picked up his sleeping mat, took the girl by the hand, and went off with her into the bush. There the boy spread out the mat and invited the girl to sit. The two sat and chatted. Iblis, the devil, came by that way, seized the boy, killed him, and then cut off his head. The girl could do nothing but sit on the mat and lament. Meanwhile, both mothers and both fathers were searching for their son and daughter. An old woman told them where they should look for them. Thanking her, they went quickly off down the road, where the boy's parents found their son killed and his head taken off. At this, they began to lament as well. Suddenly, up came Iblis again. He made a river of fire, and a river of water, and a river of black-hooded cobras, and this last he placed a land monitor. Then he went up to the group, the girl's mother and her father, and the boy's mother and his father, and the girl herself, and said to them, "Would you like me to help you recover your son and bring him back to life?" "Of course," they answered. "Very well," he said. "You, the boy's mother, must go into the river of fire, and then into the river of water, and then into the river of cobras, where you must seize the land monitor and bring it out." But the boy's mother answered, "No, I'm not going into the river of fire to be burnt up, nor am I going into the river of cobras to be thoroughly bitten." Iblis said, "Had you gone and captured the land monitor, I'd have helped you with your son." Whereupon the girl said, "Is that so? If that land monitor is captured and brought here, will the boy come to life?" "Yes," said Iblis. Up jumped the girl and swam across the river of fire. Then she plunged into the river of water, swam till she was through it, then into the river of cobras, where pushing aside the slithering snake, she seized the land monitor. Back she came through the rivers and handed the lizard to Iblis. Then said Iblis, "So, you got the land monitor for me." And the boy came to life and stood up. Then Iblis spoke again, saying, "Now, if this land monitor is slaughtered, the boy's mother will die. But if it isn't slaughtered, the girl's mother will die. Well then, is the boy going to slaughter the land monitor so that his own mother dies, or will he spare it so that the girl's mothers die? Which of the two will he choose? Do you think?" Think about that, family. You have any idea about that? Hit me back. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Now, family, you must solve this. I learned this from Brother Kwame. You must solve this with the information presented. Practice making decisions. All right? So none of the extra shit. Right? The choice is given to the boy. Not that it should be given to the girl. He has a clear choice. What is your choice, and how would you support the choice? Why do you think the choice that you picked is the one? He has two choices. All the extra shit, cut out. Answer the question. All right, this is Brother Hatim. I'm saying peace, love, peace, power, joy in 100 years. Thank you, Spreaker, for being around for so long. I'm out.